All right, happening right now, the Guilford County Board of Health is debating and actually voting on whether to reinstate a mask mandate to Greensboro and High Point. This is a live picture of the meeting right now, and I'm being told that they are going down each box by box, saying how they vote. The Guilford County Commission issued a mask mandate about a week ago. Mayors from all the counties had to opt in. And so what happens is that the unincorporated parts of the county adopted the rule. The mask mandate is in place right now in Gibsonville, Sedalia, Pleasant Garden, and Jamestown. But Greensboro and High Point's mayors did not sign on to the rule, leaving it up to the board to then decide today. All of Guilford County would be subject to the mandate if the board approves. All Guilford County residents would need to wear masks in indoor public spaces. People who don't comply could face fines from the county. The current mask mandate is currently set to expire on February 27th. And again, we were just showing you that live picture of that Zoom call, and we are told that they are going down the list one by one and now voting on that. We will keep you updated on what that vote is. All right, as we wait for the decision, it's important to note that doctors continue to encourage the public to wear masks. They say that masks provide some of the best protection against COVID-19. 2 Wants to Know's Ben Briscoe dug into the data and learned which type of mask can keep you the safest.
The CDC tested 3 mask methods to see which block the most particles. The tests show a normal-fitting disposable medical mask blocks about 42% of particles. A normal cloth mask, slightly more snug, blocks about 44%. Things get better if you make knots in the ear loops and then tuck the excess fabric in for a tighter fitting mask. This method blocks about 63 to 65% of particles. Finally, they tried a double mask, a cloth mask on top of a disposable medical mask. This was the most effective by far, blocking 92.5% of cough particles. After the test, the CDC put out new guidance for wearing a mask. They say the more snug the better and recommend multiple options, including double masking or using the knot and tuck method.
You've got all different types of masks, and in this monitor behind me, we've got a surgical mask and a KN95 mask. Now, these two, along with cloth masks, are what we see most people wearing most often. And I talked with a Cone Health expert Monday about which mask is best. She says there's really an easy way to find out.
With Omicron being so infectious, we're finding out that fabric masks are not enough. We feel that the fabric masks, they come in all different fabrics. They probably feel if you can breathe through it, you can probably feel your air, and that just means it's not efficient enough.
So to help you visualize it, let's take a look at what happens when you have a candle and you have a certain type of mask on. This is a mask that I would normally wear. Can't blow out the candle. Okay, good to know. Now I'm going to take this mask off and put on the bigger mask. This is not the easiest to put on. Okay, here we go. And can't blow out that candle either. So both of our masks worked in this example, but what about if your mask does not pass the candle test? Well, Dr. Snyder says there's an at-home trick you can try.
So if you probably doubled up the barrier, that would give you a better efficacy to that mask.
All right, so President Joe Biden announced today that he plans to make N95 masks free for all Americans. The president said he would have more details on this next week. Experts say N95 masks provide the best protection against COVID-19. The announcement comes prior to the White House COVID-19 task force meeting today. Now, he continued to urge people to get vaccinated as the Omicron variant overwhelms hospitals nationwide.
This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And I mean by this, right now, both vaccinated and unvaccinated people are testing positive. But what happens after that could not be more different.
So one challenge with the higher quality masks, you can only use them once before needing a new one. A viral Instagram post claimed to have found a solution to that. And our verified team investigated whether a paper bag trick could help you get more life out of that mask.
If you've recently upgraded to a surgical mask or KN95 or an N95 mask, you're probably missing the convenience of being able to wash it and reuse a cloth mask. But there's a lot of chatter online about a paper bag trick, like this post on Instagram that shows how to sanitize your mask in a paper bag to be worn again. Is there any truth to this trick? Our sources are Dr. Joe Gastaldo from Ohio Health and Dr. Jessica Shepard, Chief Medical Officer of Verywell Health, based in New York.
The concern about wearing a mask in public, obviously, is if you get particles on it, perhaps even the virus. But if you store it in a dry bag, you are essentially sanitizing it again over a period of time. KN95 masks do work well, assuming that it is a FDA authorized mask.
So it's not the bag that's doing the magic trick. It's actually the process of keeping the mask, one, away from decontaminating someone else or a surface, and also keeping a dry environment in order for the virus to not spread or stay on the mask.
Our experts recommend storing your mask in a paper bag for 24 to 48 hours in a dry place. So we can verify it's true. You can sanitize your mask in a paper bag so it can be worn again. This is not recommended for healthcare workers, but for you and me, it can extend the life of something we use every day.
Well, the trick only works for surgical and KN95 masks. You cannot use it for your cloth masks. Those need to be washed after each use. A mask policy was already in place for Guilford County schools. The board voted to continue the rule at a meeting earlier this week. The Guilford County health director said last week it was important that kids continue to wear masks, and it makes a difference which one they wear.
We know that different face coverings have different type of protection. So the main important piece right now that we're recommending is that whatever face covering you're using, it has at least 3 layers. That is the one that is going to give you the best protection right now.
Guilford County School Superintendent says the mask policy is about keeping kids in the classroom. She says that is her top priority.
I want it to be very clear that I cannot think of a situation where I would recommend that we close schools, the district, unless Dr. Van said to me as the public health official that the situation is so dire that you must close schools.
All right, we do want to remind you the Guilford County Commission is now voting on whether or not they will make this mask mandate countywide, and if all the cities, as long as the unincorporated areas, will also have to comply. We'll be bringing you that decision shortly.